My friend, let me ask you a question. What if the biggest financial mistake of your life is the very idea that was sold to you as freedom? For years, we were told that working nonstop now was the fair price to live fully later. We were told the finish line would fix everything. What no one mentioned is that many people get there too exhausted to enjoy it. For many people, life starts unequal. Some begin several steps behind in this race. Those who lost the birth lottery have to run harder, study more, make fewer mistakes. That is tough. It weighs on you. It wears you down. And that is exactly why learning how to build wealth without losing your life along the way has become urgent. Today, I want to talk to you about money, work, and time, about FIRE, about financial independence, and about what happens when the promise fails to deliver what it seemed to offer. Stay with me until the end, because what comes next may change how you see success forever. But first of all, what is FIRE? FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. In simple terms, FIRE is the idea of reaching financial independence as early as possible, so work stops being an obligation and becomes a choice. Imagine someone who spends years visualizing the same picture. All the free time in the world. No alarm clock. No meetings. That image sells the idea that happiness lives in the future, right after financial independence. FIRE is born from that dream. The promise of gritting your teeth now so you can smile later. Saving every dollar, investing every cent, pushing the finish line as fast as possible. The problem is that this finish line often turns into an obsession. When everything becomes preparation, life becomes waiting. Waiting for the perfect day. Waiting for total freedom. Meanwhile, birthdays pass, relationships grow shallow, and the body sends signals that get ignored. Many people enter FIRE believing they are buying time. In practice, they are trading living time for hypothetical time. That trade looks rational. Spreadsheets love that logic. Real life, not so much. For years, we organized entire choices around work. Where to live, how much to spend, how to live. Everything passed through the filter of career and accumulation. Work stopped being part of the day and became the center of everything. This is something almost no one talks about when it comes to FIRE. How much it reinforces the idea that work defines who you are. That your identity must be productive. That rest has to be earned. That pleasure must be postponed. When financial independence finally arrives, something unexpected often shows up. Emptiness. Without pressure, without a goal, without the daily race, a hard question appears. Who am I without work pushing me forward? Many people retire early and realize they never practiced living. They practiced working. They practiced producing. They practiced chasing. And now, with extra time, they do not know what to do with it. Some go back to work for money. Others for boredom. Others for loneliness. What people call retirement blues shows up when an entire life was built around a professional role. So we begin to realize that the problem was never work itself. The problem was imbalance. Turning work into the center of existence. Postponing real life while waiting for future freedom. Financial independence brings something valuable. Awareness. Awareness of choices, of spending, of priorities. Early retirement was never the real goal. What we are looking for is autonomy, the ability to choose, reducing the fear of saying yes and no. Living below your means takes on a new meaning. It allows you to work on something that matters, even if it pays less. Here a deep shift happens. Work stops being a cage and becomes a tool. Time stops being a future promise and becomes a daily experience. Wealth becomes something you live, not something you collect like a distant trophy. So we start protecting time with the same care we protect money. The calendar becomes an asset. Energy becomes capital. Rest becomes an investment. Instead of asking how long until I stop, the question changes. How do I want to live while I build? How do I want to work without losing my curiosity? How do I want to grow without drifting away from the people who matter? FIRE taught financial discipline. That stayed. The rigidity did not. The idea of extreme sacrifice gave way to balance. Because wealth that exists only in the future charges high interest in the present. And life charges upfront. It happens now while you plan, while you invest, while you work. Maybe the biggest mistake is believing there are only two ways to live. Either you sacrifice yourself, or you enjoy life, when in reality, life asks for integration. So we realize that work can coexist with pleasure, that investing can coexist with rest, that growth can coexist with presence. My friend, life is not fair. Some people start ahead, others start in the middle, and many start far behind. Those who start with less need to be more strategic. They need to learn about money early. They need to make fewer mistakes. They need to build with intention. That does not mean disappearing in the process. It does not mean living in permanent survival mode. It does not mean trading your own story for a perfect spreadsheet. The central question was never when to stop working. The real question has always been how to live well while building something solid. How to make work an ally. How to make money a means. If you are chasing financial independence, great. Learn how to invest. Control your spending. Build assets. Just pay attention to your life while you do it. Notice whether you are postponing everything that matters. Notice whether the future has become an excuse for a present with little meaning. Maybe true luxury is waking up without inner rush, working with purpose, resting without guilt, living with margin. Now tell me, what does work represent for you today? Is it a tool or an identity? Are you building freedom or just swapping one kind of cage for another? If this video made sense to you, if it challenged you, if it helped you think differently, stay here. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. This conversation continues here, always going beyond the obvious about money, time, and building wealth. Explore other videos on the channel. They connect. They go deeper. They help you think more clearly. And before you go, let me tell you something directly, eye to eye. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to learn, adjust, and grow. Everyone carries their own battles, yet all of us have the potential to do more with what we have. And when you improve your life, you create space for others to reach their potential too.